You're here in Iceland.
Yes.
And, well, this is a small country whose banking system has collapsed, and there seem to be many instances of corruption, even downright crimes. But we are having problems dealing with it.
Yes.
What would you advise us?
First of all, I think it's to understand that you have to start the investigations here in Iceland, and that you can get no international help without proofs established from here. And then it is possible to do it, even if it's 3 big banks. It is absolutely possible for a group of people. I think maybe you need 20 or 30 persons to make this investigation. You should start with looking into their yearly statements to find whether they are sincere, because when the banks are not playing by the rules, you probably find a lot of criminal actions within it. That is common sense and my experience. So you need skilled investigators, because economic crime, if you do not know how to go after the money, if you do not know how the international cooperation works, you have no chance. So you need to set up a team with skilled persons and to deal with this very seriously, because I do believe that if you do not look into what really happened and try to find whether there are undue enrichment of the head of these companies, have they put money aside? Or do they have their own trusts and secrecy companies in tax havens? You have to look for that. And to start, you have to start with the accounts of the bank and look into all the abnormal operations. And this can be done with skilled people and independent experts.
But well, it's almost 6 months since the collapse, and I think
that is not a long time. I mean,
no, it's all right.
It's all right. You can still do it.
Yeah, but it seems that I think people in Iceland they're rather confused. I think most people, though, would like to know the truth about what happened and see some justice done and recovering some of these
and that is so important for the feeling of justice and for your future. If you do not deal with the problem, if people are not to know the truth about what happened really, it will be very difficult for you to have what we call a social contract for the future. I think this is really very fundamental. And, you know, the problem is that the banking system is totally international. The economic criminality is totally international. But your investigators are national. And one thing is sure, if there are stolen assets, they are not in Iceland. So you need international cooperation. You need to ask the authorities in Luxembourg, Switzerland, Cayman Island questions. But in order to be able to ask these questions, you have to start here. And the only way is to have this investigation done with the good methods, meaning that you have to make house searches, you have to use all the methods that you use for criminals.
House searches?
Yes, that is the only way to find whether people have secret bank accounts or not.
So it's not enough just to ask them?
You cannot only invite them to come and sit down in a chair and say, Mr. So-and-so, did you misuse your power in office to enrich yourself and your family and your friends?
Yes.
If you ask that question, the answer will be no. So the only way to go forward is to have a starting point, and from the press, looks like you have 10 times the starting point. And this is very important. You do not need to wait for something to happen. I mean, you have to look on the situation of these people. Is it in relation with what they have officially declared as income used during this year?
Yes.
And if it's not, you have a starting point for money laundering.
There seem to be we have fraudulent lending practices, we have losses probably being hidden, we have market manipulation, we have things that maybe could be construed as downright theft. So I think all the suspicions are there.
Yes. if you have had market manipulation of the manipulation of the value of the share, maybe the bonuses has been paid on a wrong basis, and then there are liability, there are responsibility, and the asset should then be frozen and confiscated.
Yes, but tell me, all these tax havens, they are really the key to all this problem, and you have written a lot about them. I have a very learned article by yourself and Mr. Raymond Baker on the issue of illicit financial flows.
Yes, that is a huge problem. And I have been talking about this for 10 years, trying to pull the attention along with other people to this very important issue. And now the current crisis is due to this parallel system also.
Parallel economic system.
Absolutely. And this is kind of capitalism's Achilles heel.
But it is possible to get information from these tax havens.
It is, because today the pressure upon them is so huge that they have to cooperate. But you will not get the cooperation from any tax haven unless you have the beginning of the information from here. You cannot just phone, the World Bank or somewhere to say, do you have the secret money of Mr. So-and-so? That don't work. You need the proofs from here.
Yes, but now you have even President Obama standing up and saying, we have a house in Cayman Islands where there are 12,000 American companies registered. This is either a big scam or the biggest house in the world.
Yes, I'm very happy that Mr. Obama was elected president, especially because of his position on the tax havens. He has been working with Senator Carl Levin for years on this issue, and they have a bill to be proposed that will forbid shell banks operating from non-cooperative tax havens to have access to the American market. So this is a so-important threat, and things are changing. UBS are now obliged to leave the bank secrecy for their bank, for the U.S. authorities, and to give the names of the American client that did hide away their money in Switzerland. And so things are changing. So from that point of view, this is a good time for Iceland to try to make investigations. I think they will cooperate.